Welcome back to another stream, my quick crypto family and coin factory family, number 32, 33 in a row, I believe. As always, we've got some more very important news to cover in this live stream, and if you enjoy these streams, I've been doing them daily. Leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Bingo Bango, welcome to the stream, my man. Next Level Cash, what's up? Not Bitcoin, more opportunities, all I see, damn straight. More and more opportunities with Kaspa is all there is to see, and we've got more talking about in this stream, as you can see from the title, regarding potentially a $10 Kaspa. Now, I've reiterated time and time again in my previous streams and videos that a $10 Kaspa, it is unlikely, and I'll full disclosure, it is very unlikely in this cycle. In future, yes, I believe $10 Kaspa is a possibility, if not guaranteed, but in this cycle, it will be very difficult. One of the key catalysts that we need to see in this bull cycle is the release of smart contracts. What's up, Brady? Welcome back to the stream, my man. It is smart contracts. And we have speculation, if not somewhat confirmation, to showcase in this live stream that smart contracts may be coming sooner than we think. Welcome back to the stream, Leo, my man. Welcome. Hope you enjoy the stream as always. 11:30 p.m. He's always in these streams at midnight, pretty much, in Australia. An absolute legend, learning more and more as we go on. So to get straight into it, we've got more to cover in the stream, of course, regarding KII updates, KRC20 updates, real world developments, market sentiments, and the imminent Fed rate cuts that may be happening maybe next week. Evidence maybe suggests we might see it next week. We'll have to wait and see. Good afternoon, Mr. Jason. Jardel, what's up, my man? When do you think the bull run will end? Typically speaking, historically speaking, the bull run will end 2025, late October to November. Now, with institutional investment involved, that may differ to the severity or the peak of the bull cycle and maybe exactly where it ends, but we'll have to wait and see. But typically speaking, based on history, that's the safe bet to make, that it will be around October to November 2025. So to get straight into it, first thing we're going to talk about is this here. Actual native cash smart contracts coming out sooner than expected? Potentially. Our founder, our Lord and Savior, Jonathan Sompolinsky, as we can see here, he made a post not too long ago now about, well, yesterday. My main priority is L1 sequencing, DK and miscellaneous, other ongoing efforts, smart contracts L2 stack. This is very big news. For those who want to understand a little bit more, I'll try and break it down as well as I can right here and now. So effectively this text here, I'm gonna read it all out and then I'm gonna clarify what this text means. So opcode versus stack. The only necessary primitive for implementing smart contract on L1 is zched opcode adapted to DAC. Its design is complete. This narrow primitive can take in principle a few months to implement, after which anyone can in principle launch their own based ZK rollup. So it is complete. Adapted to DAG, it is complete, the design is complete, and it can take a few months to implement it, and then, anyone can launch their own ZK wallet, which is very big. In practice, it makes more sense to standardize and build a unified support stack. The heavy lifting here will be led by Crypto Asset and others, so developers of Kaspa, KRC20 Casplex, indeed third party, and AFIC, unrelated to generic smart contracts, and normal smart contract design, research not finalized, too early to enter concrete plans. So, effectively, there's a confirmation regarding here, or speculation again from Jonathan Sompolinsky, our Kaspa founder, the leading developer of this project, alongside Michael Sutton and Shai, that, in principle, it can take a few months to implement it, the design is complete, and then anyone can build their own ZK-based rollups, launch their own based ZK rollups. But the research is not finalized, it's too early to complete concrete plans. So let's break it down a little bit more here. So L1 sequencing, for those who are unaware, this refers to the process of ordering transactions and blocks on the base layer, the L1 of the blockchain, or block DAG in this case. And the term DK and miscellaneous likely indicates that the sequencing is being handled by a specific protocol or algorithm called DK. The smart contract L2 stack, this refers to the collection of software components and protocols that make up the second layer, the L2 of the blockchain block DAG. These components are designed to improve scalability and reduce transaction fees and handle a portion of those computational workload off chain. The opcode versus stack is opcode is a single instruction that a computer can execute, and a stack is data structure that can store elements in a last in, first out order, so to speak. This is all quite technical, so I understand that you're probably not following along very well with this, but I'm just trying to break it down for those who may have a better understanding of this. It's just the ultimate understanding of it. Okay, it's a bit technical. I can understand it probably a bit technical. So in summary of it, basically it's just discussing the development of a scalable blockchain or block DAG solution that is based on new opcodes and standardized L2 stack, which is being led by, Crypto Aspect and other developers. And ultimately that smart contracts, the design is complete. So we may see them sooner than later, but it's not finalized yet. So ultimately the research they've done, it's like in its final stages, but it's just not there yet. So they can't make concrete plans, but they're very, very close. So we could see them released sooner than expected, which is very, very big. The Casper Ecosystem Foundation here, the one that's, in charge of KLC20, says this in alignment with the thoughts of Jonathan Sobolinski, the KEF will facilitate the implementation of the DAG adaptable ZK opcodes in Q4. So that's this. I'm assuming that's Q4 this year. While endorsing the stack development of generic smart contracts led by Crypto Aspect, the developer of one of the developers contributing to Casper as well. So again, that could be. I'm assuming it's Q4 this year. Worst case, it's Q4 next year. But either way, I've been stating that smart contracts sometimes are taking at least 18 and not 24 months. So Q4 of next year would still be very, very big and still arguably earlier than expected, because most of us currently, I think, is predicted to be more so going to be 2026, early 2026. So this is very, very good to see all in all, and kind of confirmation in a sense that smart contract on Casper could be coming very, very soon. And once smart contracts are implemented, the price per Casper is going to explode. The reason why is because KLC20 already, as I'm showcasing here, is already very, very successful. Casplex at a glance, the KLC20 testnet, so the test still, is an indication of what we will see on the mainnet when it is fully relaunched. There will soon be some very happy Casper miners, over 42 million Cas fees generated in just a few days on testnet 10. KLC20 is going to be very, very big for the miners. It's going to grow more and more in adoption, and with the implementation of smart contract that may come out sooner than we expect, the KLC20 in itself is already going to be amazing for Casper. There's no doubt about it. It will allow Casper to compete with Solana, Tron, AVAX, Cardano, and every other major blockchain, and smart contracts will allow Casper to compete and then flip, in my opinion, Ethereum. The KLC20 will allow Casper to, steal liquidity from Ethereum, there's no doubt about it in my mind. As Ethereum's blockchain, yes, it's one of the biggest ones due to it having a smart contract, the developer and the founders of smart contracts, but it's not that great of a blockchain. No, all these chains have limitations, but Casper right now is hopefully going to solve those limitations and overcome all of them in its development, as proven time and time again from what they're trying to build right now. And the KRI also getting very, very, very involved in the development of Casper as well. And I think that smart contracts will allow Casper to compete and potentially even flip the likes of Ethereum, stealing a lot more than liquidity and exploding in value, especially, as I already just mentioned, what the KRI are going to be doing with Casper is, honestly, it's mind-blowing. And I cannot wait to see what more comes with Casper. So for me, that is very, very bullish, and I'm very excited to see what comes with Casper in due time. Jardel, welcome to the stream, my man. Yo, Cody, what's up? What's up? Welcome. Hey, Jay Honey, afternoon all. Do you guys know when the Keystone Cold Wallet will support Casper? If there's not been an update about it right now, I cannot say myself, but I'm sure they'll make an announcement very, very soon. There are other ways, obviously, to store Casper, where you got Tangent, you got Tangent, you got One Key. There are many more wallets coming out. I'm pretty sure there was one that I saw recently. Did I say it? I might say this in my notes here. Don't know which one it was. Maybe it was this one. No, that's the KII. Okay, no, I can't seem to find it right now. But there was already another cold storage recently announced that they're supporting Casper now. But yeah, ultimately, Casper's adoption goes more and more. We're going to see more of these cold storages, more ways to get access to Casper. And in that regard, actually, we got this also, we'll get into that in a sec. This announcement here, which I thought equally was very, very cool. Another tech giant has adopted CoinPal, who is a venture of the KEF, to accept Casper and over 60 other cryptocurrencies. WatchX Network, so WatchX, a leading smartwatch manufacturer and Samsung supplier with over 10 million global users, is also planning a custom Casper edition watch. That is insane. Might seem small on one side of things, but ultimately it's just going to bring more adoption, more awareness to this project, which in time will spur the adoption, the liquidity onto Kaspa, well, pumped into Kaspa, and therefore the price of Kaspa in the future to come. For the meantime, as we can see, Kaspa is still acting in accordance to what I believed would happen since the beginning of August last month. When I first started doing these streams, I said that after this correction in the market following the rate cuts not happening, we would like to see Kaspa continue to consolidate in this region between 17 and 16 cents pretty much, and it has done so continuously. We saw it reach a bottom round here of around 15.8 cents, and now it's up roughly 1.87% on the daily time frame, better at 16.11 cents. And there's a chance we could see Kaspa continue in this fashion. I think potentially for the next week, and then leading to the end of this week, we might see Kaspa start pushing towards this the support level again, as that's when we're going to start seeing the looming risk, so to speak, of imminent rate cuts, which we'll get into in just a moment. Welcome, my man, to the stream. Morning, Kappa friend. Your well has arrived. Welcome, Crypto Cash, to the stream. Thank you very much for joining in. Brady, does anyone know how to get onto the test net for KLT20? Want to learn how to use it for meme coins and whatnot? I personally do not right now, unfortunately. Anyone in the chat could try and help out my man Brady here. If not, then I can tell you now, I am fairly sure there's going to be someone in my free to join Discord server who has an idea on how to do so. We've got a lot of people in there, I think 280 members and counting right now. Launched it last month. We have learnt a lot, and people are very, very friendly, very interactive, and are very helpful. People have learnt a lot in there already, so if you want to learn, by all means join, and I'm sure you can ask in there and someone will be able to help you out. IJ, welcome to the stream, my man. Have you say something about Fi coin? I'll quickly look into that for you. What is that? Not I wanted that. Fi coin. Let's look at Fi. This is, I'm guessing it's this one, being the bigger one here. There's quite a few Fi. Guessing therefore it's a meme token. You know, $1.5 million market cap, 138,000 24-hour trading volume, Grove, Open Ocean, Uniswaps. If this is the one you're referring to, well, it's a meme token and seemingly a very, very small one at that as well. So, you know, I've already reiterated in the past my unease, at least at this current moment in time, with meme tokens. I have not invested into meme tokens as of yet due to the fact that they are highly volatile, especially ones that are this small as well, highly volatile, and they haven't got any real utility. Therefore, they are they fluctuate quite a lot, and they can crash at the drop of a hat, basically. Bigger meme tokens are unlikely to do that. Smaller ones like Fi seemingly right now would more likely do that. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad token. I'm not saying it's not going to take off, but me, myself, I have not looked into it. And especially with it having such little, you know, accessibility, that does not fill me with much confidence either, personally, IJ. But if you see something that we don't, feel free to let us know in the chat, or furthermore in the Discord server, and just let us know a little bit about what you think about Fi, and we'll all, you know, share our thoughts and see whether, you know, see what's come from it. Tony, my man, welcome from Atlanta. Thank you very much, my man. Smart contracts come in 2026. That is, you know, that is my general thesis and my general idea of smart contracts as well. I believe that smart contracts will most likely come in 2026 because, as we also heard in the dev meeting that happened in June or July, a few months back, you had the likes of Jonathan Sobolinski and other the core developers in this open meeting talking about the fact that it is a very lengthy process to get smart contracts listed or implemented and, you know, finalized effectively. They said 18 to 24 months, so likely it will be, you know, early 2026, starting into the bear market, which is what I've been saying for the whole time. I just wanted to reiterate from, you know, this tweet from Jonathan Sobolinski himself that potentially this is a sign that we could see them come earlier than expected. Obviously, Kaspa will make sure that everything is fleshed out, you know, as good as it can be. They won't list something that's half complete. They're not like that. They're very, very well you know, worked project. So in that regard, potentially we see it come earlier. Who knows? And if we do, that'd be great. If it comes before the end of the bull cycle, that in my opinion could potentially add another key catalyst to see Kaspa potentially reach as high as $10 in this cycle. If we don't, and we get it in the bear, if we don't, $10 might be harder to achieve. Not impossible, but harder to achieve definitely, because, well, smart contracts are going to be a very, very key thing to let Kaspa compete with the likes of Ethereum. But I'm not saying impossible because, again, we don't know how big institutional adoption is going to be for crypto and in particular for Kaspa, especially with the KII and what they're doing in their project to make Kaspa part of the energy sector, and also their partnership and their working together with the KEF and the KRC20 Kasplex. Factors, just thing to keep in mind when you're trying to think about a price point for Kaspa. My average prediction is 5, my conservative is 3, my hopeful is 7, and my bullish is $10 Kaspa. But to then get onto the rest of your question, how would it reflect on Kaspa price action if it was to be launched in 2026 bear market? Well, typically speaking, as history has shown us time and time again with Bitcoin, peaking at its bull cycle and then it corrects, it normally, in 2018 it was about 85%, in 2022 or 2021 even, so 2017 and 2021 is about 77%. So in that regard, with crypto correcting hard, all altcoins will correct roughly around 80%. Again, institutional adoption may affect that, but if smart contracts are launched in the early bear cycle, that in my opinion may stem the bleeding and potentially cause Kaspa's correction to not be as severe. It wouldn't cause a new all-time high for Kaspa. I'd be very surprised if that happened, because there wouldn't be enough liquidity in the market, because it's the new cycle starting. All the money would have been drawn out of crypto, and the only ones that will be left realistically will just be the institutions and the old school and the OG retailers like us, not the ones who just get in at the cycle and then get out, the casual traders, so to speak. But I think smart contracts will open up more adoption to Kaspa, more liquidity flooding onto the chain, onto the block DAG, and more institutions therefore gain access to Kaspa, because I know the KRI want to utilize KRC20 as well to help in the building of projects as well. I'm pretty sure they want to help that. So I think we'll see more institutions get access to KRC20, Kasplex. 10 BPS will be out by then as well. And I think that could help stem the bleeding of Kaspa, cause the correction to maybe not be as severe as 80%, maybe it'll be 60%. We'll have to wait and see though. Are we expecting to see Kaspa going down in the next week or two? Potentially. I'm not going to say definitely, but it's a good chance of it. Anything is possible at the end of the day, and it depends on certain market sentiments and what's coming for Kaspa. We know that KRC20 is imminent, as showcased here. KRC20 seems to be very, very close. Things are going along very, very smoothly. The KII have some very, very huge things coming. They're due to strong demand from our institutional partners. We have limited seat availability. As we can see from this post KII put it out 3 hours ago. Kaspa in enterprise event. Join us for the Kaspa for use or in industry and enterprise applications, September 24th. So that's about 3 weeks from now. Not 2 weeks, but this is in Dublin. And due to strong demand for our institutional partnerships, we have limited seats available. So evidently, their partnerships, which include the likes of Shell, DHL, Hyundai, and many, many more, this means that there's so much demand from all these partnerships that they can't cater to everyone, which is great, bullish news for Kaspa. There's so many institutions want to get access to, this future technology and what Kaspa could be. It's lightning fast, tighter than a volt. Think big, but bigger. It's just insane. And that again, it's want to touch on the fact that again, this is the key part due to strong demand. So ultimately, yes, September is going to be a very bullish time for Kaspa. KII is going to be very, very big. Institutional partnerships want to get access to Kaspa. Kraken listing could potentially happen this month. There's no confirmation. We know they've got a spot listing secured. We don't know when it's going to be listed though. It could be this month, could be next month, could be November. We have to wait and see. We saw recently that Coinbase have seemingly become more bullish on Kaspa as a Kaspa investor. Did I retweet this one? I didn't. Of course I didn't. Although I did get this tweeted in. I got this retweeted in my community, so I can find that very, very quickly. When I can. But yeah, so it came from, well, this is one of the posts that came from the Crypto Galaxy. So yeah, Coinbase business development. Yeah, so here we can see this is a man here, Usul, I believe his name is pronounced, and he was an investor into Kaspa, or still is, from 2022. And he recently, as 4 months ago, has now become the Global Business Development Director, which is very, very big. And he made a post very recently regarding Kaspa and, his bullish stance on it, which is evident. But the fact that he's got a very powerful position in Coinbase, incentivized investor confidence as well. Now, this does not mean Coinbase is going to list Kaspa in September. I'd be very, very surprised if that happened. But again, it's just another case to prove that Coinbase is looking and likes Kaspa. We know Binance has a zero fees mining pool. Ultimately, we have a lot of tier ones. Kraken may list this month. The KRC20 will likely be launched this month. In fact, I'm very, very sure KRC20 will be launched this month. We got developments regarding the KRI, which is also going to happen this month as well. So two that are going to pretty much this is guaranteed this month. This, in my opinion, is highly likely this month, and then Kraken could potentially happen this month as well. So we've got a lot coming, but massive ramble from me. I apologize, but the big but here is the federal rate cuts, which we are going to look into right now. So we got this here from the COBEC letter. The key events of this week we've got to keep in mind. Just quickly take a read here. Happening today if the market closed for the labour market. Tomorrow if the August ISM manufacturing PMI data. Wednesday, Thursday. Ultimately, this is a huge week for employment data ahead of the September Fed meeting. This is going to heavily dictate the severity of the incoming rate cuts that are effectively guaranteed to happen. And as we can see here from CNBC, this title here, is the Fed sleepwalking into a policy mistake? This is, a key question that is worth contemplating, worth thinking about. Is the Fed walking into a key mistake? So, in summary of this whole article, because it's quite an extensive article, don't want to bore you all with just reading, word for word. In summary of it, the U.S. economy is, in the opinion of British fund manager Abdern, according to Kenneth, I'm not going to pronounce that surname because I don't want to butcher it, but in summary of what was stated in this post, the US economy is facing uncertainty as the Fed considers its monetary policy. This man here, who is the head of the Asian sovereign debt at Abdern, argues that the Fed may be sleepwalking into a policy mistake by not easing interest rates enough, given the recent downward revision of job growth data, which we can see here. The Department report of the US economy created 818,000 fewer jobs, originally reported then from April 2023 to March 20. That is insane. Almost a million fewer jobs is absolutely nuts. And due to that factor, he believes that the economy is weaker than the headline data suggests, and that the Fed should accumulate a significant amount of easing to address this. He also points out the market is too focused. Right now, he also states in this report that the market, so it's crypto, but the financial markets right now are too focused on forecasting the size of any possible upcoming cut, and that the current policy rate of 5.5% may actually be too high, especially considering the declining of inflation. Recent data on personal consumption, it's markets are expecting right now that there will be a 25 basis point cut, so 0.25%. 25 basis point cut of the Fed's meeting that will happen this month, but it could. Currently, markets are saying almost 70% chance of 25 basis point cut of the Fed's meeting this month. Some people think it could be 50, but it's people are too focused on the side of it. I mean, that's what we talk about in this stream as well. Of course, that what's the word I'm looking for? The reactions to the market, the fallout of the market will be determined on the severity of these incoming rate cuts. I'm not going to state where it's going to be. Seemingly, it's going to be, like I said, 25 BP or it's going to be 50 BP. That's the market sentiment right now for institutional investors. But the severity of it could cause a big correction that we are prepared for. And the Fed meeting is not far off now. The Fed meeting is going to be, it says a 2-day meeting, September 17th, September 18th. So that is going to be after 2 weeks' time. So in that regard, then, we're likely going to see the market continue in this fashion for another, 2 weeks or so. Maybe start pushing towards the downside as, the announcements get close to being made. And then when the announcement, September 17th, September 18th come around and the meeting's had, we'll then find out whether it's going to be a 0.2% cut, 0.5%, maybe even more. And that will determine the severity of the correction in the market, whether it will be as severe as going back down to 12.5 or maybe not as bad as that, maybe around here. But again, keep in mind, with the dates being September 17th, September 18th, around that time, we are likely going to see, that's 2 weeks away from now. I would not be surprised to see this KRI announcement of a launch, in the latter half of September, if not maybe even earlier by this point, again with the KRI, 24th, that's only a week afterwards. So a lot's incoming for Kaspa in and around the potential rate cut. So that could stem the bleeding of how severe Kaspa correction could be, which is something very, very important to note. And not to mention, also we have this as well. The peak interest rate era is over. Here's what the investors are watching. Again, it's another very crucial post that, was covered on CNBC, not that long ago. It was earlier today. I mean, in the morning for where I'm at in GBT, but equally it's very, very recent. And in the summary of this article, the key points: in September, the US Federal Reserve is all but guaranteed to join the European Central Bank, the Bank of England, the People's Bank of China, the Swiss National Bank, Sweden's Riksbank, the Bank of Canada, Banks of Mexico, and others in cutting rates. So effectively, just once again confirming that rate cuts are incoming. The meeting is going to be had in 2 weeks' time, and that will determine the severity of the cuts. It's all but guaranteed effectively, and currently the global economy is entering a new phase, if you will, with central banks easing monetary policies. While this is generally very positive for the markets, again, rate cuts are normally indicative of there being a bull market. It's also important to know that there are, there's a calm before the storm, if you will. There's a but, an if, but, and maybe, which is that typically speaking, there's a catch. You will see corrections in the market first as people tend to seek safety in the dollar during such times of worry with the looming recession, if you will. But then also important to note is what is incoming, which is we're going to cover here from Ash Crypto, something also very, very important to note, which is that Bitcoin's quarterly returns. Historically, Bitcoin is mostly negative in Q3. We're in September right now, we're at the end of Q3. But Q4 is always bullish. That's where the bull run properly starts. We can see historically, time and time again, Q3, 7, 11, 2.5. I mean, these are the ones that we want to pay attention to the most. This is obviously during these two are the bear market here. This is the bull cycle. That was the lead up to the bull cycle. So we're in a similar position right now. Let me close my window because you can probably hear an ice cream truck right now. Of all the days. Damn. I'm not getting ice cream right now, thank you very much. Yes, so anyways, where was I? Yes. Point being is, this is, historically speaking, this is what happens. We see corrections in the Q3, but then look at Q4 and look at this, the sheer size of the surge in the market. 2020, we saw 168% rise to the upside, right? Which is very, very big. And then, we're leading into Q4 right now. With now being institutional adoption involved, this could be even big. We didn't see that big in 2021 because that is the peak of the bull cycle where the market tends to, make its peak and then starts making its small correction cycle. So again, this quarter will probably be where we see the most drastic amount of growth, in my opinion, in the market with institutional adoption here as well. So Q4 is going to be a very, very bullish time with, institutional investors predicting we'll see 100k Bitcoin by the end of the cycle, with it currently being at 58k. That's a sizable pump. Again, this post was stating, that last time round is 168%. It could be even bigger potentially. So it's important to note that, and it also again makes me very bullish that this month may be a correction month, a down month, if you will, a month where we see corrections, dumping, we see some pullbacks and whatnot, but followed by October, November, December. October is always a bullish month for crypto. November, the elections are coming in play, which I'm pretty sure is an article that I had here talking about the election. No? Okay, maybe not. But the election could be a very critical point in regards to the outcome of the market. Should, let's say, Kamala Harris get in power, considering that she doesn't seem to be completely fully on board with crypto, it might not cause as bullish momentum as someone like Trump or, RFK Jr. is now, under Trump right now. So if Trump gets in power, potentially see more bullish movement for crypto, as he seems to be more pro-crypto right now. Again, I'm not trying to state I want Trump in power. I want whoever's going to bring the most adoption to crypto. Whoever gets in power, ultimately, long-term speaking, crypto's still going to thrive. It doesn't matter who gets in power to me right now. But in the immediate short term, it seems like Trump is seemingly the more favourable person in power. Fingers crossed we're fueling up for that trip to the moon. A damn straight, Jay. I think we are. I think right now we're just in this, again, this dare I say, boring cycle where you just kind of not seeing much market movement, which for me is two ways to look at it. It's either boring or it's opportunity. It's boring, right? But the lower it stays, the more opportunity you have to start potentially looking to see if you want to fill your bags or not. I've not actually bought much during this cycle because I'm hoping and predicting we'll see Kaspa correct lower than the support level with the incoming rate cuts going to happen in 2 weeks. Again, I don't think it's going to be that severe because of all the stuff coming up for Kaspa in this month as well. You might see it come back down to 14, but again, it depends. We can't judge how far back Kaspa is going to correct because we don't know we don't know when Kas 20 is fully going to be launched. We know it's very likely it's going to be this month. We haven't got a confirmed date yet. And we don't know how bullish that's going to act in accordance to the market. And we also don't know the severity of the rate cuts. Because if it's, again, 25 BP, it might just cause it to correct a little bit. If it's 50, that means that they've realised they've messed up. They need to make action. They need to take action very, very quickly to, counteract the inflation, as stated here from Kenneth. It's a very serious situation. They need to cut heavier than they need to do because they're walking into a policy mistake. So it's intriguing. Honestly, it's intriguing. And I think a lot of people. Those who are in the stream right now, if you enjoy the streams, again, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. And those in my server equally, who seem to, be getting this information, understand this, that this is sort of market sentiments that people, it's free to get, of course, it's not hard to find, but I understand there's trouble people have with trying to find information. I've been searching and researching for years and years and years to a point where I'm now a lot better when trying to find and, decipher information and whatnot. And that's also what I'm trying to teach in my free Discord server, the element of finding information and deciphering it and what it means and trying to help all of us grow our knowledge. And these market sentiments are very, very important. Yes, capital developments are great, smart contracts coming out soon is very, very big. Potentially see a $10 capital off back of that. That's very, very cool. KRS 20, doing exceptional things right now. Very, very bullish. But you've got to understand that these are bullish sentiments, but if there's not enough, if it's very, very big for Kaspa, there's no doubt about it. But if there's not enough liquidity in the market, not enough money, not enough demand, Kaspa's pump can only go so far. And that is not going to increase until the elephant in the room is dealt with, being the rate cuts. Until rate cuts, because right now investors, understandably, they're worried of recession. They're not going to be investing. Not many people are investing because the elephant in the room, being rate cuts, is looming. Recession, or supposed alleged recession, is looming. People are therefore not confident right now, understandably so. So, in that regard, yeah, they're not going to. Even if you get a listing of Binance right now, that's going to be great. Of course, you're going to see Kaspa pump, but it will only pump so far because there's not enough. There's not enough market sentiment right now. There's not enough money being pumped into this market for us to see a sizable surge. Again, Binance is an excessive example because Binance is the biggest exchange and that will cause a drastic surge in Kaspa's price. But it's just a point. To make my point, we need to see these real world developments take shape before we can decide where we're going to see crypto and Kaspa go from here. You've got this stuff as well. Also very important to note, central banks bought a record 483 tons of gold in the first half of 2024, and the price is now breaking all-time highs time and time again. Why is this important? I covered this in previous videos. In my free Discord server, I got a thread about it, and also in previous streams in regards to JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks in America, the biggest bank in the world. Their 2024 mid-year outlook highlighted commodity bull supercycle, ultimately stating that gold and other precious metals are getting ready to shine in the markets very soon. And this is the moment that the central banks, as we can see, they've been building up more and more, accumulating more and more. They've been preparing for this all the time. And this is why they've been stockpiling gold for the last few years. JP Morgan states that commodity prices will push to higher highs over the next 6 to 12 months in this bull cycle. It will be led by metals. And these prices will likely be further supported later by this year's Fed rate cuts, which are coming very, very soon, 2 weeks from now. And the reason why this is very, very big as well is because this new monetary system that's being built before our eyes right now, or at least under our eyes, because if you're in these streams, you know about it, but a lot of people don't know that it's a new system being built with blockchain right before us right now. They don't know this. People in crypto still don't understand that. Crypto becoming a fundamental part of the monetary system is going to be a gold-backed system as well. So what's happening to gold will also, in unison, affect the value of crypto. And a blockchain, and also it showcases that institutional investors and investors in general, they're starting to seek safety away from fiat and going towards other commodities, other assets like gold, because fiat is not sustainable anymore, so going back to gold, which happens historically all the time. But therefore, with crypto growing in popularity, becoming a backbone of the new monetary system, they may decide to shift from fiat into gold and then just take a smidget out of their capital and put it into crypto projects that deem to have value. And they can be few and far between. They could be Bitcoin, of course, being the godfather of crypto. They could be real-world assets like XRP, XLM, XDC, Algorand. They could be Kaspa, which is quickly growing in adoption, and the KRI are going to be a very key part in helping Kaspa's adoption grow more and more as it becomes a key part of this new, economy, this new financial system, which will utilize crypto technology and crypto tokens as a form of payment. This is what's happening before our eyes right now. Institutional adoption is here, and it's very important to note. Yeah, again, the KRI is in Dublin. So, by all means, if you can get any early information about that, Mike, then I'd be loving to hear that from you. But yeah, that's only an hour away from you. That's big. It's going to happen in Dublin. This makes sense because I'm pretty sure when Rory O'Neill of the KII, of the DII and KRI, when he approached Shy, which Rory O'Neill approached Shy, and then 90 days later, a month and a half later, they formed the KII, had a website and everything planned out. That is insane how quickly they did that, by the way. 90 days is unheard of. That thing takes months, if not years, to formulate and finalise. They did it in 90 days. But I'm pretty sure that meeting between the two happened in Dublin, so therefore it's not that out of pocket, if you will, not that weird to see that this conference is happening back again in Dublin. And they'll start expanding more and more all over the world. I showcased again in my videos yesterday, they're having enterprise events they're talking about stuff in Dubai as well. They're going to I don't think I've retweeted it because I'm very, very silly. I did not. They're going to another event. I would have thought I would have retweeted this, but apparently not. They're going to another event in a different part. I can't remember now. If I can find it, I'll showcase it, but I can't remember. If I didn't retweet it, I don't know if I can find it. I don't think I saved it because I'm... my apologies. But yeah, point being is capital adoption is growing more and more, and the KRI are going to be very, very influential in that. And yeah, again, touching on that, $10 Kaspa, as I reiterated, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a very, very bullish prediction, very far out there, but with the potential, speeding up of smart contracts. Again, the alignment of the thoughts of hashtag. The KF stated that they're going to facilitate the implementation of the DAG adaptable ZK opcodes in Q4, while endorsing a stack development of generic smart contracts led by the Kaspa developers. We could potentially see smart contracts come out sooner than we think, and that could be very, very big for Kaspa future adoption as well. My buy streak has cooled down now. That is honestly, I think that's good. As much as you've been buying, 0.03 Kaspa, 5 Kaspa here and there every stream, which is, very, very big of you, and I respect you for that, Andy. I think, now it's time to go on a little bit of a cool down, let it reload a little bit, put the magazine back in, and I'm sure we're going to start seeing, as Kaspa dips down more and more, better opportunities to buy Kaspa. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. Of course, nothing's guaranteed in this market, but history has shown us time and time again that rate cuts are indicative of correction in the market. 2 weeks' time, we're going to see that meeting. Jerome Powell's going to announce how severe the rate cuts are going to be, and that will cause, I'm sure as we're approaching the Fed meeting, we'll see the market react in turn to that. We'll see it start pushing towards these support levels, and when the actual announcement's made, it will come down. And the severity of it could cause lower and lower lows. $10 a bull run, max 2. If that's your own belief, then by all means, if you think $2 is the max this cycle, then that's your own opinion, and you're entitled to your own beliefs. I think $2 is quite a conservative prediction. If you're basing it just off power law alone, then sure, $2 is smack bang in the middle between 1.2 and 3, which is the power law for 2025. But the power law, in my opinion, is not the do or die of indicators. I think it's a good indicator to understand the kind of general thesis of the price range, but it only takes into account the emission schedule, the price over time. I think in this market, you have to have a more broader outlook of how things can affect the markets. And, just looking at... I'm not saying you're just basing it off power law, by the way, but I'm saying if you are, I think you need to... I think it's worth expanding your horizon to look at other market sentiments. Because, again, power law is great and all, but with institutional adoption in here, BlackRock and Fidelity combined own about 2.5% of the total supply of Bitcoin, and they're buying more and more. Institutional adoption's here, more and more. KRI is getting involved. Like, all these indicators are very crucial for the future adoption of crypto Bitcoin, Kaspa, and so forth. Not to mention as well, there are no tier 1s yet. We have zero. If Kaspa had 0 tier 1s, yeah, $2 max, 100%. But there are tier 1s, and they're coming. Coinbase has increased their interest seemingly. Binance has increased their interest recently. Kraken have confirmed the spot listing. It's dare I say, inevitable we'll get tier 1s in this spot cycle, and that's going to cause more surge of adoption, as we're going to see, in my opinion, the biggest bull cycle in this history, and more institutional, for the first time institutional investors, but also more retail ever than before. Because now these institutions as well, they're starting to talk about crypto. CNBC, I mean, I've showcased articles time and time again, but I've showcased in previous streams as well that CNBC are actively, talking about crypto now. People who watch CNBC casually, they're going to start hearing about crypto, they're going to start doing research. They're going to probably start getting invested. They may not look in towards buying it off exchanges, they might just go through, the mainstream means through the ETFs that, what institutions provide. But we're going to get more adoption in crypto than ever before. And I think that's why we're going to see more than $2, in my opinion. I think we're going to see much higher. The interest rate curve to 20 and KII confidence altogether, damn straight. Damn straight. I'm holding through any recession if it happens. I'm holding through any recession if it happens. I'm packing way more. Hope it doesn't, but yeah, exactly. If a recession comes through, that would be disastrous, of course. And I'm hoping everyone in the stream does not have money that they desperately need invested. If you're going to invest, it should always be excess money that you could afford to lose. And then also, you want to make sure you don't lose it, of course, but you don't want to invest your life savings into that. That would be unwise. That would not be wise at all. Because anything could happen in this market. It's a very risky asset market. And that's why, again, for me, I've put only my excess money into this market. Money that I know I don't need. Like if I go through a period of struggle, I'll still be fine. I know everyone's situations are different, and you have to respect your own decisions and what you do in the market. If you want to invest with the money that you desperately need, then that's your own decision. But I don't think that's wise. But if a recession comes through, people might struggle in this market, and that's why you see crypto coming out more and more. I'm going to fill my bags more and more. Just like bingo bango, I'm going to fill up my bags more. If capital keeps dumping, I'll fill up more because I'm very confident the market's going to reverse and capital's going to go higher. Looking at the Kaspa chart, I assume that Kaspa might react more strongly than Bitcoin and other altcoins and get a less aggressive correction. Yeah, that's also, likely as well, considering that over the past, 9-10 months, Kaspa's been, seemingly in this region for a very long time. It's, been, technology-wise, as my consultant said, it's in a boiling point. Kaspa's been gearing up for a long time. A lot of the developments are now starting to finally come to light, start to be released very, very shortly. And I think the developments coming for Kaspa in this month will stem the bleeding of Kaspa, causing the correction to be less aggressive, like you stated. And then when the reversal comes in, it could be much more aggressive as well. Bitcoin might surge to 70k quite quickly following the rate cuts. Let's say Bitcoin corrects to 50k, the next month in October it might go up to 70, if not higher. I think Kaspa could potentially start pushing towards its all-time high, if not surpass that. And that would be the opportune time for exchange listing to make their announcement as well, like Kraken. And what else comes in? Because again, I'm not sure what we're going to hear in regards to the KII, because it's obviously for it's institutional investments and whatnot. We don't know what we're going to hear about it, but if we hear anything from it, it could be very, very big, and it could also incentivize more investor confidence. Because here, us Shell, the company, we decided we want to partner with Kaspa. That would cause FOMO in the project. I'm not saying it's going to pump it, but it cause FOMO, and then any future investors that come into the market will see Kaspa partner with Shell, or what they're doing with Shell. Energy, oh wow, energy, what big market. And the emissions market by 2030 is going to be $2 trillion. Great, Kaspa's going to do amazing. It's kind of the thought process that people go through. Good morning, Mr. Miles. Good morning. Good morning. I've been hearing about recession fears my entire life. Worst I've seen so far, 2008, and it'll only be a footnote in history. Yeah, I agree. So far, the 2008 financial crisis by far was the worst. Some of us, some people in this stream I know were very, very young. Probably don't even remember that. I know how disastrous that was. Riots everywhere as well. It was terrible. But there's been a lot of, speculative rumours. There's always a next recession coming in, of course there always is, but I've been hearing rumours and whatnot that, and statistics showcasing that as it stands right now, the situation we're in is actually worse than the 2008 crisis. Now there's always people saying that, but stats are proving that this time around. I haven't got anything up here to showcase that. Whether we go through a recession or not is, again, we have to wait and see. Ultimately, right now, the factor to note and what is important, whether we see a recession or not, is that for the first time in history, we're seeing a shift. Well, not the first time in history, the first time in years, we are seeing a shift in the monetary policy, the monetary system, right? It's been SWIFT for years and years and years. SWIFT is outdated. Now we're seeing blockchain come in, so banks are going to shut down. We're going to see a crisis of some sort. Because banks are going to shut down because banks, they have to have their, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. They're not open on weekends. Blockchain 24/7. They're going to shut down a lot of big bank branches. There are going to be some open, I'm sure, the big ones, the central ones, but a lot of big bank branches are going to shut down. We're going to see a lot of fallout from this shift. It has to happen because for people who accept change, they need to see a crisis. That is philosophy. I saw that, and I wish I could find the quote for you. I'll try and find it next stream, or even put it in my server, my free Discord server, so people can actually, get quoted from it. But history has shown us time and time again that the only way people accept change, significant change that is through a crisis. So there's going to be, the severity level of it is to be determined. We don't know, but there's going to be a fallout, in my opinion, of some sort that could cause, correction in the markets and whatnot. I mean, the fact that, again, this correction that happened at the beginning of last month in itself was quite scary, because 40% correction is not a small one. That's a crash. That's quite disastrous in the span of 5 days. Now how bad it will be, we'll have to wait and see. But I think we're going to see ultimately people who are here now who are investing in crypto, where the new monetary system shifting to. I think we're hopefully, if we can stand strong, we can come out the other side better of it. Which is, again, keep in mind, you are actually so fortunate to be here right now. Not just in this stream, in crypto in general, because there are thousands, if not millions of people right now, billions in this world that don't know of crypto. They don't know the new monetary system is going through a shift to incorporate blockchain technology. They don't know. And when the system inevitably collapses and shifts, they're going to be caught out. But yet we're here, the quote that's thrown around is we're here. Like what happened with information. Information before happened with newspapers and word of mouth. Now it's the internet. This is what crypto is for money. We're in the next step of financial evolution, and we're here early to be investors of that. And those who are, looking into the correct part, doing their research, we can find the great projects like Kaspa, who has a real strong standing to be a key part of the monetary system. Other assets that seem to be very sought out by institutions, the likes of XRP right now, HBAR, Algorand. These other projects seem to have a lot of, belief with institutions, and they get in partnerships with them. That's where the money seems to be going right now. So, and again, Bitcoin as well, which is, Bitcoin, people are still acting bearish on Bitcoin. We're at 58k. An all-time high last cycle was 69k. We're 11k below its all-time high in the run-up to a bull cycle. This is meant to be the bear trap. Bear trap normally goes like this and then up higher. And we got up here and we're down here. This is if anything on the looking at it from a chart, this is a very minute correction. When I can find my price range here, from its all-time high at 73k down to where it's at right now. 22% correction is not. It's definitely in the grand scheme of things, it's quite small. Obviously, it's not. I'm not an idiot. I understand it's a big correction from its current all-time to where it is right now, but that's not going to last long. It soon come. We might see it correct back down to 50k again. But then I'm sure in that in due time we're going to see it start flipping and pushing higher and higher. I just bought to more cash to pick up Andy Slack. My man. Good for you, Mr. Miles. Quick crypto top man. I missed the first bit of the stream. Let me ask, what makes you think 10 USD is more likely? No worries. So, effectively, it goes back onto the point of smart contracts. I've stated time and time again that a $10 Kaspa it's hard. It's a very, very tough goal for us to hit in this cycle. I think $10 Kaspa is definitely achievable in the future to come. This cycle is going to be a tough bargain, let's say. It's going to be a tall order. And I think there are many factors that need to come into play to see a $10 Kaspa, which come from the likes of 10 BPS, which is happening in Q1 2025. So that is confirmed. The KRC20, which is also, looking very, very successful right now, when I can find the post here. Doing very, very well in its closed beta, and I'm sure it's going to do even better when it's fully released. And you start stealing liquidity from the other major chains, being Solana, Tron, AVAX, Cardano, and it's equally Ethereum. You'll steal liquidity from Ethereum as well. So KRC20 is going to be very, very big as well. We'll see stablecoins come up for Kaspa as well. So you need to see that come out. 10 BPS come out. You see tier 1s come out, of course, but they have confirmation of tier 1s. constantly. You know, we've got a lot of belief of tier ones. Coinbase is more involved, Binance more involved, Kraken's got a spot listing secured, OKX a part of the KEF. Also, we've seen institutional adoption of the KII, which is also going to be very big for Kaspa's future price as well. An event happening in 3 weeks' time in Dublin, where they said that, you know, they haven't got enough seats. They've got a lot of demand for institutional partnerships, but they haven't got enough seats. So evidently Kaspa's in high demand and that's very, very good. We're seeing, again, another tech giant has adopted CoinPal to accept Kaspa. So more wave 2 of adoption of crypto and also of Kaspa, which is very, very big. But then what is probably the key part to potentially allow Kaspa to reach $10 is the smart contracts, right? Also Dagnite as well. Dagnite and smart contracts are going to kind of go hand in hand. But smart contracts is a key factor, in my opinion, to see Kaspa reach $10, because smart contracts will allow Kaspa to compete and then even potentially flip Ethereum. Because Ethereum's number 2 because it has smart contracts, the first founder of smart contracts. But and other you know, chains have smart contracts as well, but none of them are, you know, that much better, if even better at all, than Ethereum. But Kaspa's would be, and smart contracts would make Kaspa just steal the liquidity from Ethereum. And we got confirmation here from Jaroslaw Belinsky, basically just in this thread, hinting at the possibility that smart contracts may come out sooner than we expect. The only necessary primitive for implementing smart contract on L1 is the ZK opcode adapted to DAG. Its design is complete. This narrow primitive can take, in principle, a few months to implement, after which anyone can, in principle, launch their own base ZK rollup. Now, the novel smart contract design, the research is not finalized. It's too early to enter concrete plans, so it's still way too early. That's understandable, of course. So we've still got a while to wait, I'm sure. But again, the design is complete, and in principle, it could take a few months to implement. So, by that regard, Jaroslaw Belinsky is basically stating that there's still, you know, a lot to sort out. We're not near the final lines of the research, but in principle, so not the finalized part, but in principle, stuff is ready now, which is very, very important to note. And the KF also posted this, that the KF will facilitate the implementation of the DAG adaptable ZK opcodes in Q4, while endorsing the stack development of generic smart contract led by the Kaspa developers crypto aspect. Q4, which is next month. I'm assuming it's going to be Q4 2024, because they would have said 2025 otherwise, so that's going to be sometime in the next 3 to 4 months, which again is going to be great to see smart contracts potentially come out sooner than we expect. So that's very, very cool to see. So they could become sooner than we expect. And smart contracts, when implemented per price of Kaspa, will be going so high that buying Kaspa at the price of 16 cents would be unthinkable with smart contracts. Smart contract, you'd never see Kaspa this cheap ever again, in my opinion. I don't think it's possible. So that's a kind of a rundown of $10 by 2025 for Kaspa. Again, I think it's a tall order. I think we're going to definitely see conservative prediction for me 3, likely, hopeful, and potentially is 5. A bit of I'd like to. I think it's possible to see 7, and then very, very bullish, getting everything we need, would be $10 Kaspa. That's kind of my price zones are right now. And again, it also takes into account the final thing for 10 BPS. I mentioned the $10 Kaspa. I mentioned the KII and what they're doing, which is very, very big. But that again coincides with institutional adoption, not just in Kaspa, but in general. You know, we got so much institutional adoption coming for crypto. More people buying more and more gold. Institutions wise, we're seeing just institutional adoption for what's going to happen to Bitcoin, depending on the sheer volume of money that pumped into crypto, could affect the standing of the crypto market and Kaspa as well. And now I've got a damn load of questions. Love that. Rate cuts are bullish for stock crypto. Initial dip as people pull their liquidity from the market, and a surge after the official announcement. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been reiterating in my free Discord server time and time again. I'm linking it in the chat for anyone who wants to join. You know, free to join, just provide. We're all just trying to share our knowledge, trying to build and grow more and more in our understanding of crypto and market sentiments and Kaspa in general. But yes, as I made a thread in my Discord server, rate cuts are bullish and they do stand as a bull pump, a bull run for crypto and stock. But there's a catch to it. They're also a sign of recession on the doorstep. So historically speaking, people tend to pull their money out of the market to seek safety in the dollar, as the market's deemed as unsafe right now, as the economy is deemed unsafe right now. And then once stuff is stabilized, they'll put their money back into investment as everything's cheaper and they can afford to do so. I'm not gonna throw shade at no one. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. I think $2 is. If you think $2 is max, if you're gonna take your Kaspa profits, then by all means go for it. I think $2 is going to be bare minimum for Kaspa. I'd like to see it go a lot higher. Why has Kaspa's faucet retired? Who's Kasper Fawcett? I don't know. I should probably know that, but I don't know who's Kasper Fawcett and why he retired. I'd like to know that myself. No movement or rate rise would be bearish. Yeah, it would be quite bearish, but I think we see a lot more. I'm waiting to wake up and see the Kraken logo with the backwards K. Yeah. Oh God, would I love to see that? I'd do anything to see that logo. It'd be very, very big to see. I mean, we know it's coming. We've had confirmation of that, but yeah, I'm just kind of. They've already confirmed it. It's a complicated process, of course, but I'm just thinking, what's taking them so long, man? I mean, I guess it'd be in their best interest to probably do it when the rate cuts are issued, when the price of Kaspa is going to be at its lowest, so they could just buy up as much liquidity as possible right there and then. But I'll just wait and see. I know you said you weren't invested in Velo, but it appears to be doing quite well. Have a look at Velo for you in a moment, my man. Bees, welcome, my man. Welcome to the stream once again. Velo right now up 6% on the daily, valued at 115 million market cap, 17 million trading volume all time. I mean, yeah, right now Velo on the daily looking quite decent, which is nice to see. It's just above a micro cap. It's technically a mid cap because it's above 100 million, but it's a very small project. You know, it's got some decent exchanges: crypto, OKX, Mexi, KuCoin. It's not got the Coinbase or Binance or Kraken, which I mean, Kappa doesn't have that either. But yeah, it's got some decent side exchanges. But up on the daily, yeah, that's good to see. But the project is just so small that I can't. At least I don't know enough about the Velo to give an opinion on it. And the project for me is just so small that this on the daily looks very, very good, but that could just be the investors just pumping the bags to try and take profits and then dump it again. I'm just stating potential. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just saying it could be possible. The project's so small, and I don't know enough about the project to make a prediction on what's happening with Velo and where it's going to go. It launched roughly the same time as 2020. So this is where it peaked in the bull cycle, and then it's just come down massively since then in the bear cycle and struggled to really cause any significant price movement. Now it could potentially catch the bull market and push back up again, but I mean, yeah, I this is something that it could be worth looking into a little bit more, but I'm very skeptical about it personally. Bingo bango. I'm already a millionaire. My problem is the market doesn't agree with me yet. Damn straight. Do you have any updates on when Kaspa is launching? Right now, Neil, we do not. There's a lot of speculation that Kaspa is going to be launching very, very soon. You know, the close beta relaunch was very successful from the looks of things, which is great to see. We had confirmation from people within the KRC20 community that we'll see it late August/September. We're in September right now, and right now things seem to be going very, very smoothly with the relaunch. You know, so it's likely we are going to see it this month. How early, how late is to be determined, but I'm sure it'll come this month. So we've not heard anything yet, but yeah, you've got to be a bit patient, unfortunately, which I know sucks, but yeah. Brother, you talk in a rush, calm down, better understand. Yeah, I'm apologise, man. Mr. Mars has already told me about this in the past as well. I speak so quickly. I know. I'll try and slow down. I need to do that more so. Crypto Cash, hit the like. This man works hard as far as I'm concerned. I mean, yeah, I would love that. Yeah, if you guys enjoy the streams, I'll be doing these streams daily for 33 days. I started at the very beginning of August, 1st of August, and I've been doing them every single day without fail. And I've enjoyed it, man. You guys have made it so enjoyable for me, all of you, and you've made it a really good experience for me. So I plan to keep doing these. So if you enjoy the streams, you want to see more, you know, when the news of Kraken comes out, Binance comes out, KRC20 comes out, KRI, all the major developments happening with Kaspa, and just in general with crypto, when the rate cuts are announced, we'll be here covering it. So if you want to stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. If you like these streams, want to see more, like and share with friends, just get them involved in the community as well. Because this is a Kaspa community, of course, but it's about just understanding crypto, which is also, again, why I create the free Discord server. It's about Kaspa. The stream's about Kaspa, of course, but it's also about trying to bring like-minded individuals into crypto and us to, you know, build our knowledge together. I think this cycle Kaspa will do $1 to $3 coming, and 3 to 5 is likely. Hopefully 7 and 10 would be fantastic. Yeah, precisely what I said. That's what I think. I think $1 to $3 is definitely coming. 3 to 5 is likely. 7 would be very, very good, and that's where I would like it to see. And 10 would just be full ball, like all the way up, and I cannot wait to see that. So yeah, that's currently where my head is at right now as well. I want people to understand how big the market cap would have to see a $10 Casper, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's also why I think $10 is quite, unrealistic in this cycle. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it's possible, but it's just a very tall margin because the market cap in itself has to be so very big, and that's like, I mean, we can do it. Go on market cap of to see in comparison to Ethereum. Let's just say, so we can see if Casper was to flip Ethereum, what market cap it'd have to be at. So we go to Ethereum here. Ethereum, and this is its current price, not its all-time high is different. Its current price would be 12. So it'd have to have, like $250 billion market cap, give or take, to see a $10 Casper, which is a tall order. I understand that's hard to ask, and that's why I'm saying it's very unlikely to see on this market. But I'm saying it's also possible because there could be some serious developments happen for Casper that could, pump its bag even more. We will never see more than 3 this bull run. If that's what you believe, Michael, then again, you're entitled to your own opinion. I think we'll see a bit higher. I think 3 is, 3 is in accordance to the power law, and I think there's a good chance we could see higher. I mean, if you don't go higher than 3, then it is what it is. I'm not going to be upset by it because I'm holding Casper long term. 10, 20, 30 years down the line. So me being in at 16 cents. When it's going to be hitting £1,000, $1,000 by that far in the future, I'm definitely going to be a millionaire. If it only hit 3 the cycle, so be it. I think we could potentially see higher. Ultimately, though, with me holding it so long term, I'm not too fussed. It just means maybe I don't move out, move country or something, anything sooner, like maybe move to a different country to live somewhere else, because I like traveling a little bit as well. This halving is really different. After the halving 2020, Bitcoin was going slowly but surely higher and higher every month. Today, instead, we're seeing lower prices halving in April. Yeah, exactly. I think that's also indicative of the institutional adoption that's happened in crypto. Due to that factor, we are now seeing Bitcoin react differently in history. In fact, it's got higher than ever before, earlier than before, and also then just kind of, just done nothing. Since the halving, it's done nothing. So, but I'm not too worried about that. I think, again, it's just a sign of, things reversing in due time. Now, we have just surpassed the hour mark now, so I'm going to quickly try and circle some questions before I have to wrap it up for the day. But don't worry, I'll be back again tomorrow, so there's nothing to worry about there. I'll be back again every single day, hopefully. And if things change, I'll let people know my free Discord server, but every single day at 4 p.m. GBT, 12 p.m. EST, 9 a.m. PT, and 11:30 in Australia. I'm just quickly going through all the questions that I think is worth. If people ask me questions at least, I'm just excited for Kraken listing, to be honest. But the longer it takes, the more opportunity to pack bags. Exactly. Kraken will cause a reversal in Casper's price. We'll start seeing some bullish momentum for Casper when Kraken do announce the listing, official spot listing. But the longer we wait, the lower Casper gets, the more time you get to prepare and fill your bag before the first official tier 1 up for Casper comes in. And I'm just now looking for the last few of the questions. What do you think about Aerodrome? I have heard of it. I'll quickly look up that for you, my man. Aero. That's not how I spell that. Yeah, I have seen this. Yeah, Aerodrome Finance. It launched not too long ago, I believe. Yeah, earlier this year. It's doing all right, decently. It's got some major exchanges. No Binance, but got Coinbase, got Crypto.com. 200. It's a mid-cap token. The volume's quite low right now at 7.5 million. But so far, I don't know what the project's really about. Again, this is another project that I'll put it as to the watch list, and already have even to look into more soon in the future. But just based on the chart alone, all-time chart, the price of the project, the market cap, which is decently sized, it's got major exchange listing. It should be something that gains significant adoption, hopefully, in this market. So it's something to look into more so to understand, more about the project, really, to see if it's worth investing. So I think it's worth looking into a little bit more. I'm going to do that myself over the coming weeks and months to follow as the market starts developing and maturing more and more. 10,000 years, you may be rich. I mean, yeah, I'd hope so. Although that'll be my kids' grandchildren's inheritance. And I know the math is not right on that, but you get the picture. I mean, yeah, that's the whole point of this video. To reiterate, is I'm saying $10 is very far-fetched. I'm not saying it's impossible. Some people think it's possible. Some people think it's impossible, and that's fair enough. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's very unlikely. But if we get all the major developments, massive adoption of institutional investors, KRI getting really heavily involved, all the tier 1 exchange listings, and more to come, you know, the KRC20, the 10 block per second, the Dagnite smart contract, all of that stuff, I think $10 is potential. Again, with, you know, stablecoins potentially being, well, stablecoins getting introduced as well. Stablecoins are going to be very, very big for the, you know, the massive liquidity movements, especially for institutions. Institutions right now want to utilize stablecoins, something that's stable. So stablecoins can allow more institutional investment into Kaspa as well. More realistically, 5 is where I also agree. 5 is kind of where my price target is at, more so or less. I think 10 is not out of the possibility. I just think it's 5 again. Like I said, 3 is my conservative, 5 is my likely, 7 is my hopeful, and 10 is my absolute bullish. Mohammed, my man, welcome to the stream once again. I'm good, my man. Hopefully you're doing well today as well. And I'm doing for the last bit of the questions. Bitcoin on Kaspa. Pretty obvious answer that. Kaspa all the way. Don't leave us, Jay. We might die. Mr. Marsh, you're not keeping me here today. I'm sorry. I've got other stuff to do today. You'll be fine, my man. You'll be fine. You're in my server as well, man. So if you always need me, you can let me know. KRC20 will do more for Kas than even Binance and Coinbase listing. In the immediate short term, Binance and Coinbase will do a lot for Kaspa. But in the long term side of things, KRC20 will do a lot more. Like KRC20, think of it as an investment like Kaspa. If Binance is like, think of Binance and Coinbase like a meme token, where it's going to cause a very significant pump, and then, you know, it'll do well for future listing of Kaspa. You'll be able to get Kaspa from big exchanges, but it's going to cause a big initial pump. KRC20 is like Kaspa early. It's going to cause a gradual adoption in institutions and, you know, retail. More people get on the KRC20, and higher highs coming from there. It also get miners other ways to make money as well, which is very, very big. KRC20 is going to open the doors up to varied ecosystems. Exactly, precisely that. I have a request. Add a monocle and top hat to your cheetah. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I might make a emoji for that, for those who end up being members. And also in my server I might start making that as well. But yeah, I'll look into doing that. I like my my design right now, quite business savvy, I think, but maybe it's time to do a little bit of a rebrand, put a, you know, top hat and a monocle, something like that, make him look a little bit more you know, what's the Peaky Blinder sort of thing. Yeah, I like that. Those who watch Peaky Blinders, I'm not sure if anyone's watched it because that's quite a British series, but Peaky Blinders is amazing, so I do love a bit of Peaky Blinders. But yeah. Anyways, with that done, oh, there you go. Wasn't going to buy any Kaspa, just bought 10.3 more. I told you, Andy A, you cannot help yourself, my man. But yeah, anyways, with that done, that's going to be the stream for the day. Thank you everyone for tuning in once more. I'll be back again tomorrow. If you enjoyed the streams, again, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. And if you want to learn more about crypto and market sentiments, you know, just help to call the markets, what's going to happen, because there's going to be a lot coming in this month. There's going to be a lot to kind of keep up to date with. And if you want to keep up to date with what's happening in the market and help, you know, I guess, form strategies in a sense of where you think crypto's going to go, then feel free to join my free Discord server on screen right now in the chat as well, and also in the description and on my YouTube homepage. With that said, I'm going to be calling the stream for today. Leroy is a man of culture, I see. Love to hear that. But thank you